Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, today we're bringing you a great video, and that is 10 reasons to upgrade from the Galaxy S4 to the Galaxy S5. And the reason I wanted to do this video is because this is a question I get asked so very often. What is the difference between the S4 and the S5? Should I upgrade? Well, today we're going to answer these questions and give you 10 reasons to upgrade from the S4 to the Galaxy S5. One of the biggest reasons to switch is because of water resistance. Now, what does water resistance mean? Well, in electronics, it means 3 feet in water for up to 30 minutes. However, there is important to note that online we've seen last for much longer. This was actually a video where it lasted an hour in 4 feet of water, and the S5 was indeed perfectly fine. It functioned entirely. However, they even put it in a washing machine. It did something very impressive. It got knocked around inside an entire washing machine, and we got to see it move up and down, and the screen roll all the way around and get knocked around. And in both instances, water did not damage it. This is really nice because it allows you to actually be able to use the device in different scenarios. Some which you probably just never thought of using before. So it's a really great feature, and it just allows you to have a really nice ability to not worry if it gets dropped in a tub, toilet, sink, or you can even have a conversation in the shower if you want, and you're fine. Water resistance is a big reason to upgrade from the S4 to the S5. Battery life, easily one of the most important features to customers, and the S5 is the top in the US now when it comes to it. So this is a really huge feature. It's beaten pretty much all the competition out on the market, and it's really gone to tablet levels. But what makes it even better is this feature, ultra power saving mode. This allows you to have emergency battery when you need it. So if you get off of work, didn't charge your phone, you literally have a phone for the rest of the night, no problem. In this mode, you do have limited functionality, so LTE is disabled and you can only use 6 apps, but the idea is that you can really make the battery life last a lot longer. Me, myself, I was able to, at 7%, get 4.5 hours with a 45-minute conversation with my girl. So because of that reason, battery life is substantially better on the Galaxy S5 when compared to the Galaxy S4. The camera. The S4 was one of the top cameras out on the market. Actually, just even last month, it beat out the Sony Z1S, HTC One M8, and the iPhone 5S, even the Lumia 1520. But what makes the S5 so much of a better camera? Well, this is Samsung's first camera, so they added a lot of new technology into it that the previous camera from Sony didn't have. So, first thing is instant HDR. It really does make such a difference in every single one of your photos that was previously had too much light in it. So, instead of getting a faded out photo like this, you get clear photos like this. Even in bright outdoors, instead of getting this, you get this. It really makes such a difference when seeing it compared to each other. And it's something that you didn't have before. That, along with the really super quick autofocus that is as quick as 0.3 seconds, and it really does stand out. The focus really is much quicker in comparing to other smartphones. Not only that, but you get to do After Effects instead of having to preset all of your photos. You can just use Shot and More, and you get a bunch of different photos all in one. And you can edit these after the fact. So with Shot and More, you can actually take photos and then later on decide if you want to use best face to change someone's face that blinked, best photo to make sure you get the clearest one, eraser shot to take someone out of the photo that was trying to photobomb you. All these effects you can do after the fact, which is a lot better than having to preset each and every one of them before the fact. The last feature is definitely the video quality. We have smooth motion, which gives us 1080p at 60 frames per second, which, needless to say, is very, very good. It actually was previously only on the Note 3, but now that you have smooth motion plus HDR, you really do get better videos. And smooth motion itself is already good, so combining that with this kind of quality will make it even better and just shows so clear, unlike any other video that you have ever shown your friends. To go along with the camera, one of the best features by far on the S5 has been the Studio. Studio is a new type of photo, video editor, and collage maker, and perfect for anyone that loves Instagram or just touching up their photos. You can make some really interesting stuff, just from changing up how things look, to enhancing them, to making entire collages. So they really can just change very much so. Now, it's really just good how much you can do. So say if you want to do one photo, you can just hit the settings and then do a bunch of stuff on Studio. And what you can do is you can, enhance a person's face. So you can airbrush and make it look really nice. You can lighten faces or darken them, really nice and simple, easy to use. You can even autofocus out after the fact you've taken the photo. So simple things like this, but then you can do really interesting ones. So not only create these kind of effects, which can lead to a really great looking photo, but you can even do it just in one section. So it really brings a unique style of photo editing that we haven't had before. And it really does a good job of this and really makes it stand out. So it's really great how far you can do with this. Besides just the regular brightness, adjustments, cropping, you can actually resize. You can even decorate from frames to adding another image on top of it. So it's really great things you can do like this, and then when you save, it will save this in the Studio folder separate from the original. But then you can even use it for multiple photos. So if you take multiple photos, you can actually go into the Studio and create a little collage that we see on Instagram so often. And you can mess with these around separately, and each of these you can create those same effects that we were just showing you. You can change the layout of it however you want. You can change the borders, how thick it is, even how curved it is. You can change the background itself and have fun with it. It really is just a lot that you can do with this type of style, which is really nice. You can even create an entire video clip of it, which, to be fair, does seem reminiscent of the Zoe feature that we found in HTC, but it's just really nice. You can add a song to it and create get a nice whole experience for it. Studio is something that's amazing, that's definitely not on the S4 and won't be coming to the S4. So this is a great reason, if you love touching up your photos, to just have around. One-handed operation. That's right. For those of you who thought that the S series was still too big, and maybe you're coming from an iPhone or a mini phone and you just felt that this phone was too big, well, you can just go in and out and use it entirely one-handed. This is a feature that has only been found previously on the Note, but with the S series it has also brought it to light. So you can really operate your entire phone just from one hand, which is really nice. You can control the volume rocker from here. Heck, you can even set favorite apps to jump right to, as well as favorite contacts to call right away. It's just a really nice, great, and easy feature with just a swipe to activate from either hand. It really saves you and allows you to use the phone one-handed when you previously might have not been able to if it was too big for you. To really make this next feature clear, I really wanted to show you both devices, and that is the better user experience. The S5 is definitely faster. It just moves quicker. Everything just moves at a better rate between the two devices. And you really notice that after using it for a while and kind of jumping between your apps. Things just like multitasking is a lot quicker on the S5. Everything just seems to move better, and it gives you an overall better experience. Even things like having the main part saying, "Okay, Google," and being able to activate your voice commands Really little touches like this, as well as just having a much cleaner looking UI, really brings to light of why the S5 is going to give you a better experience in terms of just everything has been revamped and everything is a cleaner style and a cleaner look. Different modes. The S5 has two different modes that most consumers are going to like at least one of them. For kids mode, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you're a parent or spend a lot of time with kids, you're going to love this mode. It really has a lot of things geared towards kids, such as a handy dandy voice changer. So,
hey, let's see how this works.
Instead of that, you can switch it up.
Hey, let's see how this works. Hey, let's see how this works.
So you can see the kids can have a lot of fun with it. Even the camera, it brings kids' selfies to a whole new level just by switching it right here and being able to add certain things such as glasses or lots of other arrangements that you can make to anyone's photo. So you can see it just has a lot of fun with it. And parents can always go right to their section and see what apps the kids have used in the past 30 days, how much time have they been playing, what kind of activities have they done. You really can keep track of a lot of things for them, which makes it really nice, of course. Then to exit, the kid has to know the password in order to exit. Second is private mode. Private mode keeps things hidden. So if you take a look at my gallery, you'll notice that I go from Galaxy S5 to Instagram on here. However, if I go into private mode, I actually have hidden photos so that you can't see them. And when I unlock with my fingerprint or when I unlock it with my password, those photos will now come up and you can see all the ones I've hidden. So some really nice fun stuff that you can hide from people, and you'll never have to worry about someone stumbling across your photos again. And those modes are not found on the S4. Download Booster. Now, to be fair, Download Booster, if you live in the US, is only available for T-Mobile, at least for launch. We'll see if it comes to other carriers, but Download Booster is an amazing feature, so it has to be talked about. This allows you to use both Wi-Fi and LTE simultaneously. This makes your downloading time significantly lower. And it just goes to show you of something very simple that the S5 can do that the S4 can't. If you ever need to download big files, guess what? You can use Wi-Fi and LTE at the same time, making this phone the fastest internet phone out there on the market. Screen quality. This might not come to mind right away, but trust me, on a day-to-day basis, this will make a huge difference. First of all, the Galaxy S5 has a much brighter screen compared to the S4. Why does this matter? Well, because you can see it outside. This is such a huge benefit that I'm so glad that I have the S5 every time I'm outside and I'm in the sun and I can see it clearly, even when it's not at full brightness, to be fair. It's just such a nice feature to be able to have this beautiful bright screen and I can see it outside no problem. I don't have to hide away from the sun. The other thing is the S5 actually gets much darker in comparison to the S4. Why does this matter? Well, I've been in the movie theaters and with my S5, no one could even tell I was on my phone. It is that dark and it shows that little light in a very dark lit setting. So if you ever need to read something or take a quick look in, say, a movie theater or at your house when everyone's watching a movie, no one will know. That in itself is just a really nice benefit to have on a day-to-day basis. For the last part, we really do have to just acknowledge it's going to have quicker updates. The S5 already has Android 4.4.2. It's the latest version of Android. But not only that, even when the S4 gets those kind of updates, say like 4.4 Android, it's not going to look the same. The entire interface has changed on this device, and the S4 doesn't get those kind of updates. This is something true on all OSs. Even on iOS 7.1, it's going to be different on the 5S versus the 4S. It's just something that always is a benefit with a newer device, and it's something you have to take into consideration. If you always want the latest and greatest out of your updates, you're going to want the newer device. This is very true, and it will always benefit you to have the latest and greatest OS and updates, which you'll get with the S5 much better and quicker than you do with the S4. Alright guys, that was the 10 reasons to get the S5 if you have the S4. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please give a like, thumbs up if you did, and if you have any more questions about these two devices, please feel free to ask. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.